Bam! What is going on, everyone? I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I'm a little late and just a little gay. Just a tad gay. But what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of The Ominus Show. We're closely approaching episode 50. We're currently at 47. But yes, welcome to The Ominus Show, the show that talks about comics gate stuff, and anything happening in pop culture, media, news, sports, anything that could tickle our fancy. My name is Elliot Rodriguez. You can see my name right here, and I am the host of the show. Today, I have a great show for you guys. There's lots to do, and I also have updates on Ominus. Let me see if I can. I could take a look at this. Crap. Let's take a look at this. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should do this. Let me see if I can. Hold on. I want to share something with you guys. I think it's really kick ass, but I don't know if I can. I can't modify the screen. Crap. Well, I thought I could download this. Hold on. I wanted to share something with you guys, but I can't download anything. Yeah, fuck it. Let's say fuck it. Let's take a look at this preview. Check this out. Lunchbox. It's the book. It's the preview of the book. This is cover B. And that's how the book is going to be laid out. That's all that I can share. I'm not going to share anymore, but all pages are being uploaded. This is cover B. Cover C is already done. Man, that's going to look great. Don't you think? Want to see it again? Give me a 1 if you want to see it in the chat. See it again? What's going on? People in the chat. My sister's here. What's going on? Ben is here. What's going on, man? Scribe Comics is here. I had an interesting talk with Scribe yesterday. A lot of great stuff that we have coming up. A lot of great things that he's going to reveal to us over the course of the next few days. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to be today at the mercy of the ominous wheel. I'm going to break up the wheel today. Let's take a look at the wheel. Want to see it again? And I didn't get a good look. Hold on, let me see. Check it out. I'm working on the files now. I'm ready. I'll be ready to actually get the books printed today, tomorrow at the latest. But yeah, there's the cover. This is cover B. We see Zadok here. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore. No, I think that's zoomed in enough. And then here we have that's the inner cover, the credits page, my dedication page, and there's page 1, 2, and 3. Looks great, right? Let me know what you think. But yeah, so I don't want to show off anymore, but I am currently working on that, and it will be ready to go soon. Today, hopefully, I'll be able to get the books in. Hopefully today, I think I would like to push for it to be today. So my sister, if she's in the chat, please hang around. Let's see if we can get these books done today. Fire! It's fire. But yes, so we are at the mercy of the ominous wheel today. Take a look at the unrevised edition. I was looking at that as reference while I was doing what I do. And I got a lot of topics. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about today. The first thing that's in the thumbnail that we're going to talk about is Jimmy Kimmel. He refuses to apologize, is what I have on there. He refuses to freaking apologize. We also got this topic that I thought was interesting. Fan art rights. What are your rights as an artist with fan art? There was something interesting that I saw from Shane Davis, and I wanted to take a look at that. Also, Chuck Dixon versus CG. Take a look at that if there's time. Also, Eric July. July is YouTubing again. That boy's a lie. He lying. And then also, I think another cool topic today is promote 2 books. Let's take a look at 2 books. I want to promote any random 2 books that you guys wanted to throw in the chat. And then also Street Fighter. Have you guys seen the Street Fighter stuff coming out? Thought it was pretty badass. The Street Fighter stuff was great. What's up, Dennis? Dennis, did you see the book? Did you miss the book? I'm currently doing the files for the book, Dennis. Check this out. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this for Dennis. Check it out, Dennis. This is cover B. Cover B, my book. Yes, Ominus. This is cover B. This is like the graph that the printer shows you of what the book is going to look like. So here is the cover. That's the inner cover on the left. The credits page, the dedication page to my wife and my daughter, who I love so much, and I thank them so much for their support during all this. Page 1 of the sequentials, page 2 and 3. And that's all I have to share with you. We could take a look at. You guys want to take a look at cover C, the Deathmonger cover? We could take a look at that too. Yeah, hell yeah, it looks nice. Looks super nice. Check out cover C. Here's cover C. This is the Deathmonger. This one sold a lot. So that's the cover right there. That's what it's going to look like. Here's the inner cover. Oh, shit. Sorry. There's the inner cover, the credits page, dedication, page 1, page 2 and 3. And I can't show you anymore. I don't want to reveal what's behind these pages. But yeah, cover C is like the files and everything are set up. I'm ready to go. I'm going to hopefully put the payment in for the books. There's one thing that's delaying me, and I forgot about this, and it's formatting the print, the TMNT print. I don't think it should take me that long to do, so I'm pretty sure that I can put in the order today. I don't know if my sister will be kind enough to wait with me for a second after the show's over, so we can put the order in, and then yeah, then we'll wait. I think it's like a week and a half or something. I don't know when the book will get here, but yes, so amazing news. No, amazing news, and we are chugging along. All right, so let's take a look at the topics. We got Jimmy Kimmel, fan art, Chuck Dixon versus CG Eric July, promoting 2 books, and then let's take a look at Street Fighter. So let's see what pops up first. Let's spin that wheel. Bam! Oh wait, I almost forgot my banner. I always forget my freaking banner. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I need your likes. I need your subscriptions to get monetized and shit like that. So you guys hook it up. All right. So the first topic that we're going to talk about today is Jimmy Kimmel. Interesting. Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if you've seen what's happened, but man, I forgot to do this. Crap, let me see if I can find it because I want to start this off just right. I want to see what exactly it was that Jimmy Kimmel said. I have the videos of his supposed apology, but I want to show you exactly what he said because he doubled down and he insisted and started talking all kinds of nonsense. But let's take a look at that. Oh man, I don't know if I have the joke itself. I think this is it. Take a look at Kirk. Crap, I should have brought this up. I didn't bookmark this. I'm sorry, guys. Just bear with me. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, okay, I think this is it. So let's watch this. Crap. I'm going to share this with you guys. Remove this. I don't want to see that anymore. Let's take a look at this. Bam, 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 bam. Jimmy Kimmel sucks. He sucks major balls. And my screen's not showing. Can you guys see what's on? Oh yeah, sorry. I have to press the play button. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this.
Can you guys hear that? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear that?
Kid who murdered Charlie Kirk is anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how
Hold on, let me get my commentary on this. Let's check this out. At the very beginning, he says MAGA. So he's making the connection between MAGA and the Charlie Kirk shooter guy. Check it out.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this Charlie Kirk shooter as anything but their own. So he makes a very clear distinction, a very clear. Oh, sorry, I don't want to do that. He states very clearly that that this guy is MAGA. That's the connection that he's making, and that is false. That is false by all and every single means. No, because he's not MAGA at all. We've known that he's a furry lover. He watches furry porn and all kinds of other despicable things, I guess you could say, or crazy, weird, creepy things. So that's what he said. He says it very clearly, blatantly.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between.
Anything they can to score political points from it. MAGA gang desperately trying to make this kid seem like he's not one of their own. Okay, so he says it very clearly. Did everybody hear that? I hope you guys heard that. He said it very clearly. And then crap. And then it took him off the air. He was off the air for what is it, like a week? Everybody was bitching and complaining that he wasn't there anymore. I don't know why. He only gets like 120-something thousand views. I mean, but then he comes out with this. This is what gets shared around a lot.
This kid who murdered Charlie.
Shit, that's not it. This gets shown off. Hold on, I'm ruining everything. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. This is the video that's doing the rounds now. This is the apology that he did recently. Let's take a look.
About changing anyone's mind. I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't. Funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family.
Why is he crying? What is it about these people that they always got to constantly cry? Can Jimmy Kimmel not cry for once? Let's continue listening to this.
And asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed.
I hope you guys heard that, because we just heard the video previously, and that is obviously a lie. He was clearly associating that the murder of Charlie Kirk to MAGA, and here he's straight up lying.
Still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Fake ass. That's exactly right. Fake ass. MFer.
Obviously, a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If this
normally a proper apology would be, and I get why people are sad, which is why I apologize for my actions. I'm very sorry for if what I said offended anyone, and then continue on in that idea. No, but this guy says, I get why you're upset, but that wasn't my intention, and blah 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 blah. And at no moment during the video does he say, I'm sorry for what I did, for what I said. No. Is that what he said? Let's hear it out. Let's hear it.
Really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other.
I get why you're upset. He doesn't even say, I'm sorry you're upset. I get the words I am sorry never come out of his mouth.
Side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a...
That's a lie. He clearly said in the previous video that he's associated to MAGA, and he's very sorry for no
solution.
Jeez.
And it isn't it ever.
Yeah, so that's the video that's doing the rounds now. Just to be somewhat fair to Jimmy, that's not the entire monologue, and I was really curious to see what was the entirety of what he said. It's 17 minutes long. We're not going to go through this and watch the entire the whole thing. But this guy, he never apologizes in the 17 minutes, and he takes jabs at Donald Trump. He claims that Donald Trump is trying to cancel him, and he's making these associations that the government is out there trying to restrict you, cancel you, put a muzzle on you, and control what you're trying to say. And now, as far as I know, this was ABC's action to cancel Jimmy Kimmel based on the comments that he made in the very first video. So he made the first video, ABC and Disney and the whole network thing. They said no, we're not going to continue airing your show because of what you said in regard to Charlie Kirk. From my understanding, that was how that went down. I don't know, and I don't have any information. I don't know if you guys in the chat have any information that this was all orchestrated by Donald Trump, or that he made a call, or that he influenced, or that he said something. I know that President Trump later said, no, he congratulated the decision made by Disney, as everybody else did. But I don't know if there was actually any workings behind the scenes to make that happen. It's not as evident as the case was with Obama and Roseanne. Now, that was a little bit more clear. We can make the connection that Obama called in and Roseanne got canceled. Now, so I don't know if there's that same line with Jimmy Kimmel and Trump. Now, so I don't think so, but let's see some of these interesting parts here. Let's see.
Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted, if you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report. I'm happy to be here tonight with you. It's been overwhelming. I've heard from a lot of people over the last 6 days. I asked the guy who fired me, donuts, everyone who checked in, Colbert, England, and from Germany, the guy I feel honored to be part of a right to share those beliefs anyway. Maybe most of all, I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. People who I never would have imagined, like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, Candace Owens, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz, who, believe it or not, said something very beautiful on my behalf.
I hate what Jimmy Kimmel said. I am thrilled that he was fired.
Oh, wait, no, not that. The other part.
But let me tell you, if the government gets in the business of saying,
What you
we
can and
don't
can't
like
say.
what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
I don't think I've ever said this before, but Ted Cruz is right. He's absolutely right. It affects all of us, including him. I mean, think about it. If Ted Cruz can't speak freely, then he can't cast spells on the Smurfs. Even though the things they say even make me want to throw up, it takes courage for them to speak out against this administration. And they did, and they deserve credit for it. And thanks. What we do and do not say on television, and the government cannot be allowed to control what we do and do not say on television, and that we have to stand up to it. I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight, and the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you
Well,
don't.
there's
I have
that
no illusions about
half-assed
changing
apology
anyone's
he gave
mind. I
earlier.
know those threats don't come from the kind of people, the affiliates who run our show, CC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and that these companies can find ways to change conduct and take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. In addition to being a direct violation of the First Amendment, is not a particularly intelligent threat to make in public. Ted Cruz said he sounded like a mafioso. Although, I don't know, if you want to hear a mob boss make a threat like that, you have to hide a microphone in a deli. That's saying something. 2022, who worked under Joe Biden, who was spot on. Who later...
But he had no talent. And more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings.
The show. That backfired bigly. The following statement, run this network, have allowed me to evolve and to stretch the boundaries of what was once traditional for a late night talk show, even when it made them uncomfortable, which I do a lot. Every night, they've defended my right to poke fun at our leaders and to advocate for subjects that I think are important by.
He's mixing a lot of things that he didn't say and are things that are not happening. Number one, he didn't get punished for making a joke or saying some off the cuff remark against the Trump administration or Trump himself. He's mocking the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, when it comes to freedom of speech and what you can or can't say, freedom of speech, in the way that I understand it, because I may be wrong, but the way that I understand is that you're free to say whatever you want. You can say whatever it is that you want. If you want to say F Charlie Kirk, I'm glad he died or whatever, you can say that. But people get this misconstrued in the fact that freedom of speech does not equal freedom of consequences. You can say anything you want, but there's things that you say that will have consequences and repercussions. Like you can lose your job, you can get a fine, you can I don't know, something can happen. Something always happens or could possibly happen from things that you do or things that you say. And so that was the case here. It's a private entity, a private company, which is ABC or Disney, and the networks, the affiliates, and whatever you want to call it. They took a decision based on their employees' performance. No, their employees said some things that are disrespectful and offensive to so many millions of people in the U.S. And the network said, no, we got to pull the plug on this guy because this guy's making offensive remarks, and we don't want to offend or half or a good portion of the viewers or the people within the country. No, so he suffered the consequences of his own actions. That's what it was. He didn't make a joke about Trump. He didn't make a joke about his administration or anybody else in the administration. which led to this. He did it. He made a joke mocking Charlie Kirk, and that's what he was punished for, essentially. That was the consequence to his actions. And so we have to be very clear and very clear on what's going on and what's the reality of things, and not listen to this guy, because he's obviously changing everything and fitting in different ideas, thoughts, narratives into his half-assed apology to try to just come off clean, while at the same time jabbing at Trump unnecessarily. So that was just completely uncalled for. Bad form, completely bad form on him and everybody else who employs him, who's in line with this form of thinking. So that's what he did, and he continues on and on about that. But yeah, and at no moment of the show or of this monologue does he say, "I'm sorry for what I said. I apologize. I'll try to be more careful with my wording in the future." Nothing. He says nothing of that nature. He just continues jabbing, making fun of Trump, which that is fair game. As far as I know, making fun of presidents has been a long-standing tradition with comedians. But I mean, you're not going to make fun of someone dying or someone getting shot openly in public like Charlie Kirk was. No, I think that would, we need to draw a line there. Because not because Charlie Kirk, for being Charlie Kirk, is off limits, but because the fact that he died, it was a very public, tragic death, and that people are joking about that. I think that's where we should draw the line. Like, let's not mock death in that fashion, because then, I mean, I don't know how else we can desensitize ourselves. No, we sacrifice babies on the go. We do all kinds of perverted things on the go just because we want to. And I mean, I think we should draw a line with death, maybe, or something like that. No, I don't know what you guys in the chat think, but yeah, Apex is here. What's going on, Apex? What's going on? Good to see you, man. FanBat shirts are available. Only 170 to reach 2,200. Dan Lawless FanBat trading card. Sweet. I haven't watched Jimmy Kimmel. I don't ever watch Jimmy Kimmel. I'm only watching this because of what's going on. Yeah, that's where I remember him from. Him, with Adam Carolla. They used to have their show together. But then this guy completely went full puppet leftist propaganda mode. Full, like he's not even hiding it. Everybody else, they're not even hiding it. It's just completely horrible. So that's what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. He made an offensive remark, was taken off the air for about a week. He came back, refused to apologize, and then doubled down on his attacks against everybody in the right wing. So yeah, that sucked. Let's take a look at what's next. We got fan art rights, Chuck Dixon versus CG, Eric July, and YouTubing, promote 2 books, Street Fighter. So let's check it out. Let's see what our next topic is. Pow, pow. What we got? Let me take a look at my videos for that. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this either. Thank God Katie did. Thank goodness. I'm sorry. I don't want to. Thank the Lord that Katie did. Was able to clip this because recently Chuck Dixon had a in-depth conversation with John's Longbox about the future of Comicsgate. I think this is a pretty interesting conversation. Let's take a look at it. Thankfully, Katie did clip this because this is I clicked on the link, and it's a 4-hour live stream with Chuck Dixon and John's Long Box. I was like, I'm not going to listen to that. That's why we should be very thankful to Katie. Katie does great work, just making our lives easier, not having to listen to all of the crap that's out there, and just some of the crap that's out there. So let's EFAP this. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. We're going to listen to a good portion of it. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into this, but like right now, Ripper's making a killing in comics. I just had NDA Andrew on, and he's writing a Blue Shift, and he pre-sell. And as far as I know, he's like a first-time writer, and his comic is already pre-sold 2,000 copies. I mean, to me, that's amazing. And I know calling Rippaverse crowdfunding is not the right term, but for me, it's a differentiation without distinction. I mean, I know the books are pretty much done beforehand.
Oh, they're done. When you see the first solicitations, they're already in the warehouse.
So, I mean, there seems to be a cottage industry online with just going nuts over Ripper. Do you have anything to say about that? I'll keep my thoughts to myself until after you talk.
Well, Eric is a smart guy, and he's got a lot of smart people working for him, and they're very enthusiastic. And he's looking toward the future. Crowdfunding is great, but it's not going to last forever for comics. If you're crowdfunding a new lawn sprinkler or something like that, that's a different deal. But for comics, the wheels are going to come off eventually. And Eric knows this, and all the smarter crowdfunder people know that. And so, he's looking toward the future toward retail, toward all the rest of it. So basically,
I have no idea how the future of indie comics or the future of comics in general is in the retail, if supposedly the retail is what's been dying all of these years. The retail hasn't been working. The sales for retail doesn't justify it as being the beacon of light that we should all aim for. It's not. So I don't know where this argument comes from, that crowdfunding, the way that we see it modeled now in CG and in other places in the indie space, how it's going to fall off. I have no idea how that connection has been going. I mean, this CG machine has been in effect since has been operative since 2018, 16, 17. And there's no signs of it slowing down. I'm not going to slow down anytime soon. I'm going to put this book out. I'm going to launch book 1 someday in the future, and I'm also going to launch book 2, 3, and 4. And I mean, I'm not going to try to go to retail for it, no, because I don't see there's no money in it. We can see what happened with Harry Liggins and Antarctic Press. So I don't know where the argument comes from that the future is the retail, and that every July is guiding the indie ship towards retail, and that's going to be where paradise is at. I have no idea how they come to that analogy.
He's gathering a huge inventory of content to make that happen, and along the way, it's profitable. What he's doing is highly profitable, and he's kept every promise to both his creators and his readers. If he says you're going to get this book on this week, you're going to get it. And it's going to come in great condition and whatever.
I wonder if he's thinking about the misprints. He's thinking about that awesome double page spread that's on the wrong side of the page. He's talking about the promise for he's going to stop YouTubing. Oh, but wait, now he is going to YouTube. The heck, man.
T-shirt or whatever you order is going to be the highest quality. So he's running a terrific ship, and the thing that attracts me is he's let me play in his sandbox with very little input. They're giving me a lot of creative freedom within their universe, and basically me and Joe Bennett have just been going crazy.
Yeah, yeah. What you had the Horseman, like the introductory special, and then you had the Horseman #1, and you had Alpha Core. You had 1 and 2. I'll get back to Alpha Core in a minute. It's just a funny little story about Alpha Core.
We also had Zaylan.
And Zaylan, yes. Yeah. I knew I was. Zaylan is your cosmic character. I'm ordering a bunch of just to save on ship.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that Eric thought about. The crowdfunding thing, shipping is sometimes, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Right.
So he creates Hero Send, where you can basically say, look, I'm going to order this, but stack them up. When I got 5, send them.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
And he's doing it with enough frequency that you could get a package a month of comics.
I didn't know he was doing that, but I do know he's doing Ripasend, and
That's it. Yeah, it's Ripasend. I thought it was Hero Send.
Okay, I thought it was a whole nother thing, but I jokingly say I'm taking credit for that because Eric was on my channel, and I was like, you got the money, you got the sales. I said one of the things that crowdfunding needs is like a publisher that's friendly to us, that we can all, like, I could send my files to this guy and they print them and everything like that, and ship them out like a distribution center, like a big centralized warehouse.
Oh, that is Ripasend. That's
right. And then he said it's a good idea.
Yeah, Hero Send is the mailing thing.
Right.
That's a separate entity. But yeah, Ripasend. I got something coming out from Ripasend very soon. So and they've been great to deal with. I mean, it's a terrific for creators. It's a terrific contract. I mean, they are very, very generous.
Right.
With,
so I said that to Ripa. I said, we should have like a distribution center that we, you do this. And he goes, that's a good idea. And then within 9 months, he announced Ripasend. So I'd like to take credit on that, Ripa. You owe me royalties. There you go.
I think you can take credit for that.
I can take credit.
Man, he likes hearing his own praises for things that he supposedly did, and his contributions to things that it's all in his mind, in his head. Crazy stuff, man. Let's see.
I had Eric July on my channel. Really? And he was all impressed. He goes, I stumbled. Come on, man. We're comic book
This is something interesting that he said. Let's take a listen.
fans. Let's talk about Spider-Man beating up the Flash or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then months later, people going off on Ripper is ruining comics. Ripper is ruining comics. Ripper is ruining comics. And I had I'm working with a guy who's 64 years old, a football guy, baseball guy. Mike, if you're watching. And he just turns to me and goes, John, you're into comics. Do you know anything about this ISOM? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I had Eric July on my channel. Really? And he was all impressed. He goes, I stumbled onto him. He went the Blaze Media route and everything around, and then found. And now this guy is buying comic books online.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And 64 years old, grandpa, buying comic books. And I was just like, how is Ripper doing anything bad when I'm seeing a first-time comic book
there it is.
He watched all the Marvel movies. I'm sure he watched Batman 66. And now he's buying. And so I asked him about the Marvel movies. I'm sure he watched.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And 64 years old, grandpa, buying comic books. And I was just like, how is Ripper doing anything bad when I'm seeing a first-time comic book guy? He watched all the Marvel movies. I'm sure he watched Batman 66.
Let's put a pin in that. He says very clearly he's a first-time comic book guy. A first-time comic book guy. What we around here call a normie. The guy who's never picked up a comic. Obviously, the first thing that you see that's in comic form is going to astound you. Like, wow, this is what comics are? Cool. But if you know about comics, then you know that Rippaverse is not equivalent or should be associated to quality. And here's another interesting comment I'm going to look for. Hopefully I can find it. That John later makes in the video. Let's take a look. If I can find it.
And Death Raider default and focus on the real problem. The whole thing. Like, so what is your take on that? Like, because it, if every candy store had a bad reputation, the good candy stores would be like, listen, guys, we got, man, some of our comics are unreadable, and I don't want to start getting into that. Kids in kindergarten now, he still didn't get it, So I said, and I meant this because I considered myself Comicsgate at the time, and I said, we, as small businessmen, as Comicsgate, we need to stop looking at somebody else and focus on the real problem. We are the real problem. Our comics are late. Some of our comics are unreadable, and I don't want to start getting into that whole ball of wax. I said, we need to start gatekeeping because it, if every candy store had a bad reputation, the good candy stores would be like, listen, guys, we got, man, I had videos made about me, and people would just slamming me, and I washed my hands of the whole thing. Like, so what is your take on that? Like, what's going on?
I told you before, I think like a 30,000 foot view of this thing. I would say I'm the Jesus of Comicsgate because I was the first guy to step forward. I was the first guy to pay
the Jesus of Comicsgate
for my own private political views, and driven into the wilderness in the 2000s. So, but it's really weird for me. I don't get into what everybody's arguing about. For you, and you both hate each other.
Step 2, I don't know what it is. Step 3, profit.
Polito and Graham Nolan, who run their own thing and do a great job and deliver when they say they're going to deliver and do service to their fans in a spectacular way. I'm looking at the other guys who they're really making money off the videos. They're not so much making money off the comics. And they see Eric come along and his videos are blowing up, his comics are selling, and they're thinking, well, this guy's crowding in on my market. And it's the dumbest reaction, because Eric didn't come in and take part of the market share. Eric brought in hundreds of thousands of new readers who weren't even interested in comics.
There's the same point being brought up again. John's Longbox says he's bringing in first-time comic book buyers. Dixon is saying that Rippaverse is bringing in a lot of new readers, a lot of first-time readers. So there's a point I'm going to make with this that they're both agreeing to, and they're both saying. So let's continue listening.
Until Eric started doing comics, he grew the pie. He didn't take.
Also, I want to say what's up to people in the chat that just jumped in here. What's going on, Galaxy Stranger? It says, I could not believe he was saying this out loud. The guy is not smart. Yeah, he needs to be put in the locker again. John's Longbox at one point in time was CG. You know, so there's so many cases like that nowadays where for people that were formerly known as CG are detaching from CG and just bashing CG. There's a lot of that going on. When this kind of thing is going on, where like there's people that were once considered CG and now they're not, I think this is the perfect time where people who are still consider themselves CG to openly say so. No, to at least mark a stance from very clearly that no, so people can decide, or so people can know, no, this guy, and not to get put in uncomfortable situations. No, that's why I'm pretty sure you guys can tell. Though I'm waving the CG banner as much as I can, and we got another example with Ricardo Ombre, who used to be CG and now he's not. John's Longbox, who used to be CG and now he's not. There's a bunch of people out there that just don't align with CG anymore because of whatever beef they may have. No, but like I always say, if you're going to detach from CG, if you're going to leave quietly, it is possible to do that. No, you can leave quietly. Just leave. Don't say anything, and don't offend anybody on the way out. Just be quiet and mind your business, and that can happen. Also, but people don't do that. People offend CG, and they know that without CG, they become completely irrelevant because CG is the place to be when it comes to indie comics. But let's continue listening because there's a point here that I want to make with what they're saying because John said something that caught my attention.
Slice of it. He grew it. And I remember when he first approached me and he said, would you write Alpha Core? And I'm like, yes, I saw it. Looks pretty cool. My work that followed.
My wife, of all people, is just like, do you know who this Eric July is? And I'm like, no. He's making a comic book. And she just assumed I knew all about him. I'm like, well, who is it? And she just told me he's some political pundit. I said, that's why I don't know him. I'm not interested. Like, I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until he died, and I'm not going to lie and say I was the biggest fan.
Right. Yeah.
And as far as I know,
Eric July was some political pundit.
And Andy, if you're listening, no disrespect.
I like what you're saying. I like your approach to this. In tech.
Well, first off, every business I ever worked for went out of business.
CrossGen, it was $1 million every time we went to conventions.
A lot of Ripper t-shirts. You know what I didn't see? Anything CG.
No.
And since I do this channel and I talk to people, and then I still like it now. I'm not.
Yeah. Also, they'll find somebody to carpet. What I don't see, there's a lot of channels. We all know this. You go on YouTube, there's a bazillion channels. Disney sucks, and this sucks, and that sucks, everything else. But the thing about them, Nerdrotic and guys like that, I like those guys. What they're doing is they're punching up. Critical Drinker, they're punching up, right? Comicsgate seems to be punching down all the time.
Well,
We punch all around. All right, we punch down, we punch to the side, we do uppercuts, we do all kinds of punching. All right, that's what we do.
I don't see them,
they are punching up.
Well, I see them punching up because that's just the thing to do. But it's like all this negative stuff. It's like there's this guy following YouTube, Cash Jordan, and he started out doing New York. It's like a DC comic book cover about them going after you, and it's like this is uncalled for. This is totally uncalled for. Yeah,
I don't know how funny. I don't know if they are. They're not self-aware, but these two guys are on the YouTube show talking about Comicsgate, talking negatively about Comicsgate, while at the same time they're saying that, man, Comicsgate is so negative. They're always talking. They're always punching up, punching down, always punching at everybody. CG is so bad for business, so bad. They give us a bad name, while they are doing the exact same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. What is the need for these two guys to talk about Comicsgate? Why doesn't John follow his own advice, have Chuck Dixon come on and talk about his latest project with Ripperverse? Why don't they talk about Zaylen? Why don't they talk about the horseman guy? Why don't they talk about some of the IPs that they got? He should follow his own advice. He says, we're comic guys. We should talk about comics. Why doesn't he follow his own advice? Follow your own advice, man. You're over here talking and bashing CG when you could easily be talking to Chuck Dixon about all of the incredible work that he's done. But you have him on your show talking about CG and then wondering why the hell CG responds back. And I would love to ask both of these guys, what should CG do in this case? What should CG do in the case when people like a John or like a Chuck Dixon starts making unnecessary comments or false comments towards Comicsgate? Should we just be quiet and just let it slide and just turn our backs, turn our cheeks? That would be the Christian thing to do. No, but what should we do? No, we're just stay silent and let people like John and Chuck just continue to bash us. I completely disagree with that stance. We have to. It's our duty, our job as creators. Like if we see anything that's being that's a flagrant lie, I think it's our duty to come out there and say it. Now, if people have if people want to run on this idea of what John's saying, what Chuck's saying, and then people come out and hear CG and then they see both sides, and then having information from both sides, if they then decide that CG is not the best thing to do, that's their freedom, that's their right. They could do that. That's great, excellent. But we have to have a chance, an opportunity to defend ourselves and to say, hey, this is happening because this X reason. Also, I mean that has to be taken into consideration. John is not a victim. Like, hey, I was just walking down the street one day and then all of a sudden, MAGA country, pow. No, like that wasn't what happened. It was CG country, pow. That's not what happened. No, he's not a John Smollett type of thing. No, I mean, he can't just sit there and say, I was innocent in this whole situation. No, like, I mean, if he knows what CG was about, then he knows that what's the best way to approach critiques and things like that. No, so he's not. He's just attacking for the sake of attacking. We sweep the leg. Talking CG because drama brings the views, just like trash cast. Exactly. No, that's why there's the hypocrisy right there. No, Chuck Dixon says, why is this so negative? Why is everything so negative? Talk about comics. He says here.
Enough said. Stanley with
I mean, on Ask Chuck Dixon, I get people all the time, what do you think about the writing of, Joe Slobotnik? And I was like, I don't like his writing, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to attack this guy in my video for clicks, and obviously so few.
He's not going to do that, but he is going to jump on a John Longbach stream and talk bad about CG. No, he's not, but he's not going to talk bad about that guy's writing. No, God forbid. Jeez Louise. Jeez.
People watch my channel. I'm not doing that. So but that's what people want. Let's you and him fight. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Speaking of fight, I tops in my book. I can't wait for Rock and Roll. I was one of his early insiders. So hate to sound like a woman, but it hurt my feelings, and I was like, what? And I was a guy that was communicating with him since the beginning. I was one of his early insiders. So hate to sound like a woman, but it hurt my feelings, and I was like, Saima, what's going on? What's going on?
Man, what did you guys do to him?
That's what I find
disappointing.
I have longtime friends who go at each other hammer and tong, and it's I wish you wouldn't do that.
Right, like if Phil and Maury over here are fighting, that has nothing to do with me.
Right, but I'm not like John. I like you, but I'm not going to go. Well, now I don't like Richard because that's not what I'm trying to do. Kindergarten. This isn't first grade.
That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not.
No, I understand that. I understand. I'm just making it clear. It's like this isn't going to affect how I feel about everybody in this conversation, but it just disappoints me that these issues have to be addressed.
Right. Philosophy is it should be quick. It should be inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap. Cheap's a bad word. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember the names of these characters. Gratification. Like my philosophy is it should be quick. So, because I said,
let's hear this out.
Waiting 3 or 4 years for a comic book is supposed to be instant gratification. Like my philosophy is it should be quick. It should be inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap. Cheap's a bad word, but like $35 comic books it's unsustainable. And
he just said $35 is unsustainable. What the heck is that? Isn't Eric July selling $45 comic books, omnibuses that cost I don't know how much bazillion bucks, and he's complaining about a $35 comic? Is this real? What the heck is wrong with this guy?
5 years between issues. I don't remember what happened.
Now, this is something also unique about this. John is a writer. He does not draw. I don't know about his promoting skills, but he does not draw. He does have a YouTube show, and his YouTube show is good in the sense that he does got numbers to support. He's got people supporting him, though. The argument can be made also that half of those people supporting him were at one time CG, are CG fans. Some people that like, there's a lot of city defense. No, they don't take a stand. They just hang out over here, hang out over there. They're in this chat. They're also in that chat. No, so I mean, there's a bunch of people like that. So I mean, he's got his numbers and everything like that, though. But he's a writer. He doesn't know what it takes. What exactly everything that goes into drawing a comic. He doesn't draw the comic itself. And later here in the video, he says that he's a month behind. Why is he a month late, supposedly, on his book? Let's continue listening, because there's a bunch of things that he says at the end, I think.
Happened. I don't remember the names of these characters. I'm an old man, and I got so many back issues. I'm not gonna, every time a comic comes out, I got to reread everything. But the Ripper comics, they're not monthly. I don't think they can't. Maybe someday, but
there's something every month.
Right. I still remember Alpha Core. I still remember so like the next issue of Alpha Core that comes out, I'm gonna I know the characters. I kind of know the side characters, but I don't know any of these other characters. I'm parsing my words because I'm trying not to get too, I don't need to be clipped and made fun of all the next 2 weeks.
Hey,
read my comic. I'll send it to him.
He's gonna send me one.
I don't know any of these other characters. I'm parsing my words because I'm trying not to get too, I don't need to be clipped and made fun of all the next 2 weeks. No, Chuck has not read the Patreon. Chuck hasn't read my comic. I'll send it to him.
He's gonna send me one. It looks good.
He'll rip me apart next time.
We'll see how it reads. Yeah, I'll just we'll go to school. But yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing that frustrates me about Richard. And if you're listening, he's not holding it back.
Art was done late comics,
and then it doesn't come out. I'm like, well, come on.
Matt did a couple of pages for me that are just so you'll see. We did a Sea Monkeys ad, and now he did that Charles Atlas ad. Hero of the Beach spoof on that one.
Cool.
And he was like, yeah, I'm busy right now, but I'll have it done in a week. Oh, so I don't understand what's going on, but late comics, defaulted campaigns going to be as in a constructive criticism. Issue 3, it's so much better. Have you tried Horseman of their comic?
lie.
And make puppets about me. Issue 3, it's so much better. Have you tried Horseman? Oh, Chuck Dixon is killer. I know you like Chuck. These guys are trying to win me over with passion and love of their comic. When I criticized CG Comics, they threatened to call me a pedophile.
So that was a lie.
And make
Why
puppets
is he
about
lying?
me and insult me and
Eric, Eric readily admitted and talked to him. I mean, that's what Joe Bennett and I did. We're like, hey, you need a vigilante.
how do you, I watched EVS call you a has-been on the I went to aged well,
Yeah. I get that all the time. Oh, you're washed up, you're a has-been. Okay, you keep thinking that. I'm doing great here. I'm working top page rate. I mean, somebody asked me recently, would you want to do this project for DC Comics? I said, at this point, they couldn't afford me. So if that's what has-been is, I'll be a has-been all day long.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I know I'm getting older, and I know there's going to come a time, and God willing, I'll know when that time comes to say,
How do you,
character? Yeah, okay, the character. And like I said, I read on the job. Wow.
but he was gracious about it, and his of the first 2 ISOM comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I only see Ripper, every week. Oh, so I don't understand what's going on, but late comics, defaulted campaigns, $35 comics. Like I don't see how crowdfunding is sustainable. And I do see the numbers going down, and I only see Ripper going up. Now here's another thing, and again, I'm going to be as respectful as possible.
How is Ripperverse
I wasn't
going
a big
up?
fan of the first 2 ISOM comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it. Matt did a couple of pages. Matt's here.
Classic characters.
Yes, movie out.
At this point, when that time comes, I want to create.
Is none of these guys would ever say anything to each other's face. There was his own comic called Side Orion, but this quote just made me like, online comics like Waffle House instead of a brick and mortar comic. The difference is none of these guys would ever say anything to each other's face.
But it'll be a new comic.
And I don't think he's a malicious person. I don't think but what is the game plan for Comicsgate? And he goes, and I don't think he's a malicious person. I don't think and he goes, I don't see there being a Comicsgate in 5 years.
Yeah.
And to my question is, what does it even stand for anymore?
Well, every time I was ever on
right. Yeah, and you being you couldn't get it. Why aren't you drawing Horsemen or
on social media that they've drawn, and it's all I'm blocked them.
Like, come, there's a donut at the door. Goodbye.
They all made this.
Mr. Dixon, tell me about yourself. Well, first off,
at any point,
there's a point that he made that I can't find it, but he says that he said at some point in this video that they have to be careful of what guy can make comics, because one bad, I think it's at the very beginning, he says one bad store, one bad something can ruin it for everyone else, and we have to gatekeep it, be very careful. That's exactly what CG is doing. We're being very careful about who's coming in and what kind of books they're putting out, which is exactly why Eric July is a target as big as he is, because he's bringing in a bunch of new people and he's exposing new people to crap comics, and he's exposing these people to these crap books, saying that this is the best thing that's out there, that this is better than Marvel and DC. Now, for a person who's a 60-something-year-old man who's got grandkids, who's never picked up a book before and reads the first issue of whatever Ripperverse book, they may be impressed because they've never seen what the medium is capable of. They've never seen classics in comics. Batman Year One, Long Halloween, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Mutant Massacre. They haven't seen Born Again. There's a bunch of comics out there that are really push the limits to what the medium can do. And so if someone that's read Born Again, Mutant Massacre, Secret Wars, and then picks up an Alpha Core comic, it's like, what the heck is this? It's not the best thing out there, and it's not what we should aspire to put out. That's the reason why Eric July gets all the critique that he gets. Now, it would be great if Eric July were to say, oh, you know what, guys, I think you're right. No, I think that this is messed up. I'll make a change. But is that guy capable of doing that? No. And so what does that what does that cause? It causes animosity between people that want to help him, but then he's like, no, I don't need your guys' help. I got this. I know I'm a legend. I'm the Black Stan Lee. You guys can't tell me what to do. I know exactly what I'm doing. And so that's when people come out with that kind of attitude, obviously they're going to get a bunch of people that don't support him. That's why CG doesn't support him. No, we did at the very beginning. I even did fan art of his character, and all he did was just spit in our faces. He never listen to this. He never promoted a single CG book during the days of ISOM 1 and ISOM 2. He didn't have any creators on his show. He didn't shout out to anybody that was making any books, but yet he expected that from us. No, so we'll extend a hand out there. No, we'll extend a hand out there, but the expected behavior in this case is, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You have me on your shoe, I'll have you on mine. And that's usually how it works, because we all have to help each other out. We all have to like lend a hand, because we're all learning. And the idea with learning is that you're going to learn, and then you're going to apply what you learned, apply the ideas that people are recommending to you, and then get better. You're not going to say, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to do what I know, what I'm going to do, and then you guys are going to like it. No, that's not the attitude to have. And so that's the reason why we know there's people that are not making it in comics, because they think they know, they think they have a fan base, they think they have 2 successful books out, and that they have established a fan base, and that because of their supposed fan base, that they're free to disparage against everything that has helped them out before. There's people that think that, and then they fall flat on their face. And yeah, just one comment about Chuck. And so yeah, everything that I was saying is in regards to John's long box and how he's similar to Ricardo. They have to attack CG, similar to so many other people out there. They have to attack CG to become irrelevant, to get the views, to get the hate, because that's drama. This would be a good example of drama farming, because I don't recall anything recently that has triggered or caused John to make this video. I have no idea. He's just coming out of nowhere talking about CG. CG's got no future, and then expecting us to just sit back and just listen to what he's got to say because he's got a cool Captain America shield behind him. No, it's not cool. But yeah, so that's me ranting. Yeah, and one comment about Chuck Dixon before I read this, man. Just give me a second. There's creators, and then there's creators. There's creators who entertain. There's creators who have the capability and the creativity to sustain themselves and to make it out and to work all these other things. And there's creators that aren't, that don't, that can't. You compare, for example, Chuck Dixon as a creator, Ethan Van Sciver as a creator. Ethan Van Sciver has the creativity, capability to jump on the show, entertain the chat, entertain thousands of people for hours on end, while also drawing great comics, while also promoting other people. But Chuck Dixon can't do that. And I'm saying this in regards to that. Chuck Dixon doesn't have his own label out there, his own show out there. He's not working with his own imprint out there, saying that he can sustain himself. Though he's got to latch on to Eric July and then boost his fame and numbers and say, yeah, Eric July is doing great. Let me latch on to this and get it for all the money that I can. So some creators are going to go that route, latch on to Eric July. Other creators are not. They're going to go and forge their own paths, like Billy Tucci, like Brian Pulido, Shane Davis, John Malin, Ethan Van Sciver, Dale Keown, now with his own trade paperback. There's creators that can and creators that can't. So that's there. And if it's there at the pro level, it's also there at the not pro level, right here where I'm at. So there's people that can entertain, and there's people that not. And fuck it. On that note, if I can't entertain, then let me know in the chat. Because I mean, it's part of the game, so you have to play it. And if you don't play it, then you just have to latch on to somebody and just hope for the best. Because Chuck Dixon is putting out a book and having the numbers that he has, not because it's just Chuck Dixon. No, it's Chuck Dixon attached to Rippersan, Ripperverse, Ripper July. I don't know what the thing is called, and that's where he gets his success from. So it's not 100% independent. No, he left Marvel to jump on, or I'm sorry, he left DC to jump on the back of Ripperverse. Where is the independence there? No. So Ben says, listen, If you can write or draw at a professional level, then it doesn't matter what age you are. That said, Dixon is a top talent and never really was. He's good, but he's not a legend. Could be, yeah. Ethan really broke Bucks' brain, similar derangement with leftists. Yeah. No, yeah. These ex-CG guys, they all display those same patterns of behavior to all lefties and Trump. Yeah, the analogy fits perfect. What is your Holy Trinity of comic book arcs? I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't read everything. Like, I mean, I haven't. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to go out here and say I've read every single comic. I've read every single classic out there. No, I've read Born Again. I like Born Again a lot. Love Born Again. I've read Batman Year One. But I can't pick that because I haven't read Dark Knight just yet. I haven't read Long Halloween. I want to read Court of Owls. I have those books, but I just haven't had a chance to read them. I read Mutant Massacre. That was a great story. I love it. Dark Phoenix Saga, really good story. I haven't read Craven's Last Hunt, and I'm dying to read that. No, I've read the first 60-something issues of Amazing Spider-Man. I think Romita and Stan Lee working together is just awesome stuff. I want to get the Gil Kane Spider-Man, but I want to get the McFarlane Spider-Man. What got me into comics was Maximum Carnage. So I mean, that's pretty like commercial story arc. I like the actual like story, a good story. So I would say Born Again will probably be up there. And that's because I'm Catholic. So the Catholic stuff in Born Again, man, Daredevil is an awesome character. What else would I say? Mutant Massacre. If you're an X-Men fan, Mutant Massacre is up there. And I don't know. Recently, I like that. I like the Secret Wars. That new Secret Wars stuff I liked a lot. But top three like that, I don't know. But I would put Mutant Massacre on there. I would put Born Again, Batman Year One. If I read Dark Knight, maybe that might take one of those places though, because I know that's a good book, but I just haven't had a chance to read it. You know, Alex Ross's Marvels, Kingdom Come. Fuck, look at the artwork in that itself. So many good books. No, but story arcs, yeah, I would probably say probably Batman, Fantastic Four. The beginning of Fantastic Four is pretty cartoony, but yeah. Petey Maz in the chat. Hail CG, hail chat. This is driving me crazy. Isom and Alpha Core were not good reads and paying $45 for a book for shipping, and this guy on this show is complaining about $35. I'm just wondering why talk about CG if we are dead. We must be the zombies. Hell yeah, CG zombies. Hell yeah. So yeah, I didn't mean to take so much time talking about this loser, but I did. Fuck. So let's get rid of that, and I want to show this to Petey Ma. Check this out, Petey Ma. Take a look at the book. Yeah, Petey Ma. Here's a preview. This is what I got so far from the printer of what the book's going to look like. This is cover C. So this is the cover with Deathmonger on it. Here's the inner front cover. Here is the credit page. The dedication to my wife. Here's page 1 of sequentials, page 2 and page 3. And yeah, I can't show you the rest, but the book is coming. Hopefully today I make the purchase. I think I'm about to log off in just a second. But yeah, so let's see what else we could talk about. Let's see what other trouble we can get into. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get clipped. But yeah, so we're done talking about Chuck Dixon. That's too much. Man, I took too much time talking about that. Let's see what else we talk. Okay. We got maybe about two more things. Nicely into the next topic. I like. Yeah, thank you very much, Peter. So soon, next week, I'm pretty sure I can confirm that we've bought the books and we're waiting for them to come, to arrive before we start doing fulfillment. So I'm pretty sure we're just there, and yeah. Oh, and also just to let people know in the chat, I have sold 215 books altogether. 215 books sold. I want to make me one of those images. One of those images like Air July does, with 215 books sold. Bam, Bam. So yeah, Eric July lying again, like he always does. Lying. Why is he lying, man? You would figure someone connected to the internet would know that the internet is forever, and you can't just say something and then like you know say something and then expect people not to come and community tab your ass. Let's see if I can find. I didn't bookmark this either. I never bookmark stuff. Never bookmark stuff. 215 books sold. Yeah. Now I gotta get them made. Oh man. I'm trying to find all right, hold on. All right, let's take a look at this. Listen to this idiot. This is funny. This is so funny. All right, here we go. Here's Eric July, because he'd be lying. Listen to this. Always
here. And
lying.
some of y'all remember that back around 2018, 2019, I launched a show called For Canon's Sake. At first, it was just me talking about everything going on in entertainment. Over time, it grew into a daily show where we covered everything from entertainment to politics to culture. And before, what's up, everybody? It's Eric July here. And some of y'all remember that back around 2018, 2019, I launched a show called For Canon's Sake. At first, it was just me talking about everything going on in entertainment. Over time, it grew into a daily show where we covered everything from entertainment to politics to culture. And before the hiatus, we made it to nearly 500 episodes. For a lot of people, that's how they first found out about me. And I know for some of you, it was something that helped get you through the COVID era scam. Now, I put the show on pause because I had to lock in on the Rippaverse. That's going to remain my priority. But don't worry, the show is not going to replace that focus. But with everything going on lately, I realized just how important it is that I re-enter this space. So here we are. For Canon's Sake is officially coming back. This time it'll be in a more limited capacity. Instead of a daily show, it'll be a weekly show, once a week, with the occasional pop-up stream every now and then. It's going to be a little...
Man, I can't take this guy. Oh God. He's so annoying. I was just kidding. Man, I can't figure this thing out. Jeez. Oh, wait. That's why I can't see him. I took him out. All right, there we go. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, 215 books sold, everybody. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to all for all your support. Fire. Yeah, you guys are crazy. Thank you very much for all the congratulations and all the nice. Yeah, I bookmarked one part, but I forget to bookmark the other part. All right, so let's check. So we saw that. Let me get the other part that I should have bookmarked. And then we're like, wait. He's coming back to YouTube. My first reaction was like, did he just say not too long ago that he's not going to do the YouTube thing? And here we have the video to counter his no nonsense, supposedly. All the nonsense.
2 decades ago when I was just a teenager. I had a sizable following by early 2010s due to my music as both a writer and performer. I had another significant jump in the early to mid 2010s due to political and social commentary. By 2015, I was a full-time commentator. My band was also touring and charting on Billboard with our first album, and it was difficult to juggle all of this because during this time, I researched, recorded, and edited my videos. From about 2017 to 2021, I was commentating and YouTubing full time. Music had taken a back seat, and though it was a very lucrative era for me, this was the time I was least creative. That's because I didn't have the time to really do it. I was streaming 5 to 7 times a week for hours on end, gaming, talking comics, or doing a political show. Still, with all of that previous success, the Rippaverse blows everything else out of the water. I believe that this is God really telling me that I was put on this earth to create original content. He showered me with these blessings, and the Rippaverse is far bigger than just me, as it employs and contracts dozens in addition to the tens of thousands of fans that are, again, fans of the Rippaverse. I had a decision to make. I could take this seriously and put forth my best effort, or I can treat it as a hobby and stick to YouTubing. It was an easy decision for me to pick the former, but I was aware of the consequences. It was the best thing to do for the business, but the worst thing to do for the channel. I had to also adjust to become a better professional, and it was all worth it. Now, I think we have a decent setup here. I have my weekly show with Az, Ripping a Silverback, where we can talk about non-Rippaverse related things. That's my outlet. I spend a portion of about 1 day a week doing videos that my team edits and uploads for my channels. And of course, I appear on various podcasts and shows from time to time. But most of my time is spent doing something pertaining to the Rippaverse. There's always something to do, and you simply cannot be both a full-time streamer and a productive comic book publisher. Make no mistake, I'm totally aware of the ankle-biting YouTubers that are hell-bent on trying to destroy me and the company. There are countless amount of lies and just fake narratives that are out there, and they're great for engagement and their super chats. Some were once creators that have now crossed into full-time YouTubing. They found it far easier and lucrative to gossip like schoolgirls and attempt to defame me instead of creating original content. But responding to it and going back to YouTubing is a colossal waste of my time, because that doesn't help the Rippaverse. So their attempts to drag me into being as unproductive as they are, participating in this internet blood sport, that's not something that's conducive to where we want to be. So let them fight their imaginary one-sided war, because I have no enemies. Every week, there are people that are confused as to what I did to make these people so mad and obsessed. And it's as nonsensical as it sounds. It's always awesome to see some of the new fans that are led to us after they've come to that realization that we're not so bad. All I'm guilty of is really being ambitious and creating a comic book company that delivers and approves. And when they run out of content, they'll just grab some old. What side of the political eyes that businessman and creator Eric July is not something that everybody wants. I do not knock anybody that is uninterested in me focusing on my original content, streams, and thorough reviews like my man's Gary from Neurotic and the G&G team, or Critical Drinker, or my co-host Az. Some people will always see or want to see me as a YouTuber, but that's simply not the case anymore.
That's simply not the case anymore. That's correct. That's exactly what he said. So I can't. That guy's annoying. But anyways, he says that he's not going to stream. He's going to start moving differently. He's not going to do YouTube. He recommends everybody else get off YouTube and get to work and start working on your books. But then, lo and behold, he makes this announcement that he's coming right back to YouTube. Jesus, guy. There's no keeping up with all the stuff that he says and then he counter says and he wants to say and he thought about saying, but he didn't really say that one time, and you were just misconstruing what he was thinking that he said. Gosh, so crazy. But yeah, so Eric July is back to doing his YouTube thing, and Eric July YouTubing. I don't think we're going to be able to hit all this, guys. I really want to talk about Street Fighter, but let's see what this is the last one, and then after that, I'm going to call it the end to the show. So let's see what the wheel says. Bring on the wheel. What does it say? What is that? Ah, sweet. Promote 2 books. Promote 2 books. What 2 books should I promote? Do you guys have any recommendations on what I should promote? Yesterday, I had Morningstar Chronicles. I had Jared July on the show yesterday, so that was nice. But let's see what other books I can promote. What else is out there? I'm thinking what books I can promote. I guess just the big name stuff, no? No, wait, shit. What am I talking about? I just realized this is a thing, and I'm kind of not happy that I was informed about this. But all right, let's check this out. I'm going to promote the heck out of this book. Let's take a look at this book. If you have, I'm going to promote this one. If you guys have a recommendation for another one, let me know in the chat, and I will show it off. But AGE Comics, Paul Bird. He's the guy who's doing the lettering on my book, and we've been working together a lot. I recently did cover for Fall of Man 3, and it's going to premiere this Friday on the Bancroft's channel, I guess. So yeah, he's got artwork. Here we got artwork from Don Draws, and yep. So sign up for Fall of Man. Here's a sign up page. You're gonna get some great deals. You don't like my music? Jerry July was great. Heck yeah. All right, I'm getting 2 Shadow Punks. I'm gonna talk about Shadow Punk. So yeah, Fall of Man 3. This is the third book in the series. There's this is one of the covers for Fall of Man 3. This is from the artist of the book. His name is Ben Worrell, Worrell. There's also going to be a trade paperback, Volume 1 trade paperback with the artwork for the first cover, which is my artwork. I did this way back in 2022, 23. And so that's awesome. My artwork is going to be on for the trade paperback, so that's kick ass. That's dope. I like that. Then we also got this cover by I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Is Ron Moskicki. Man, but Romo Art. He did this piece, which is a variant of issue number 1. You also have my variant for issue number 2. That looks badass. I like it. Some pages from issues 1 and 2. This is the cover that I did, wraparound cover for issue number 2. Not my best work. I like it. I like it, but I could have done it better. I will. I think for issue number 4, I will do another team book, and I'll probably do a little bit more justice. I'm going to recommend that. I don't know what Paul White say, but I want to recommend it. See what he says. So yeah. There's Paul. I've had him on the show before. You can check out the back issues. I also have videos on the channel of me drawing and inking this cover right here. So you guys can check that out if you like. Good stuff. But yeah, I just realized that the campaign is launching. No, I know that the campaign launches, but there's a campaign that we can look at already. And I want to show you that. And then I'll take a look at Shadow Punk. Let me just look for this fund. No, wait. Fall of Man. All right, here it is. Check it out. Check it out. Everybody, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. There's Fall of Man, issues number 1 through 3, trade paperback. The campaign is approved, has not yet started. This is Paul Bird. This is going to launch September 26th. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. EDT. What is that? Eastern Standard? Eastern Central? But let's take a look at the campaign. Fall of Man. Just the basic premise of what this is about is basically post-apocalyptic. The Earth was destroyed, and so there's a group of people that have superpowers, and there's kaijus. So there's monsters against superpower people. I like to say monsters versus X-Men type of thing because they have that dynamic. I think it's great. I think the way Paul handles it is really nice. I'm not just saying that. I really do believe that. I like the story. I've read issue 1, issue 2. Well, issue 3. I'll look through, but I'll read it when it comes out. But I like what I see. I like the idea of kaiju's post-apocalyptic. The Earth has been split into tribes, and each tribe has groups of people that have their own powers, and so they come into contact with all kinds of different people that have different power sets. I think it's pretty interesting. I like it. So here's Kalat. This is the leader of this good group of heroes, and then these are the other characters. Yeah, so you have all of these perks. You got the $5 digital tier. You got 30 bucks is triple pack. You get Fall of Man issue number 1, 2, and 3. Here's Fall of Man Volume 1, which includes all 3 books with this cover, with my cover. Then you have Dawn Draws his cover there. Good stuff. And here's something that I thought was really interesting. Fall of Man 2 with my cover. Here's something that I thought was really interesting. Paul posted a picture of the original art for my cover. And there it is. Can you guys see that next to the guy's face? You saw it? How did you see it? Oh, dude. That's the artwork right there. It's there. I don't know. Can I post it? Can I show you guys? I don't know. But it's there. Fall of Man metal card. Oh. Is that you, Ben? Are you working with Fall of Man also? Can you confirm? Can you do metal bookmarks? He's offering a metal bookmark. Can you do metal bookmarks, Ben? Please confirm. I would love to do that. And Gray Cloudy, what's going on, man? Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, dude, you got NDA'd. Man, you got to tell me. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know either. He didn't tell me. This is just up there. No, that's bad juju for creators out there. You got to let people know stuff. Like the campaign is up there. It's going to launch on Friday. I had no idea it was launching this Friday. He probably might have said something. No, I'm lying. He did tell me like 2 weeks ago. That's why I had to push to get the cover done. But yeah, right there, you can see the artwork. I don't know if I should show you guys that. And then here's the cover here. There's so much going on in the cover. That's the cover right there. I made some edits to it. You guys can see that right there. I don't know. I don't want to. I have the actual image with me right now. I don't want to show it and get in trouble, but it's right there. So the campaign launches tomorrow, and yes, check it out. Fall of Man. Sign up is the idea. Sign up first. Let me give you the sign up because I think you get discounts. So the sign up link is in the chat. He says, I haven't talked to him about bookmarks, but yeah, you can. Oh, dude. Can you do color bookmarks? Man, if you can do color bookmarks. Oh, man. Like, for example, I would like an image. Wait, I think I can show you. Hold on. Let me bring up my bookmark art. If you could do that, then we could just jump on that, man. I know I have it somewhere here. And then you just hate it when you lose your bookmark art. Just hate it. And here it is. This is way back in the day because it's got. Let me take that down. I found it. Can you do a bookmark of this? Oh, come on. Right here. Something like that. Can you do a bookmark of that? I'm trying to get estimates live on stream. I'm sorry about that, guys. But you can see, guys, you can take a look at this. This is the old logo in a darker gray to it. It was really difficult to see it on the screen, so I had to change it. So it's exactly what you should do as a creator. You hear feedback and then make the adjustments. No, you can't just be like, no, I want to stick to this logo. No, I love this logo, but it didn't work, so I had to change it. I made it brighter, and yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, if Ben could do that. The card was sweet. I'm finishing up and sending it out to him. It's sweet. That's awesome, man. Yeah. So here's a link to sign up for Paul's campaign. To sign up to it. I think so too, man. I think a metal bookmark like that would be badass. I don't know if you can do colors to it, Ben, but that would be dope. I don't know about color yet. I haven't dabbed, so that would be a whole new territory. The logo for sure. Maybe you could do like a black and white one. Maybe I could do like a simple drawing. Sweet. I haven't messed with color. All right, cool. I just want to know the parameters so I know like what I can mess with. All right, cool. Oh man, I think I might do that. I think I might do that, but I think it might be funny and unnecessary because I only got like 10 pages of sequential art, so I don't know if that would necessarily merit or warrant a bookmark. I'm on page 2. I don't want to lose my page. Put the bookmark in page 2. I'll turn to page 3. Blah. But yeah, so that was Fallen Man. The campaign is launching tomorrow. I should have had Paul on today. What the heck is going on with Paul? He's probably focused and he's probably worried about his kids. Paul's a family man. Yeah, I know Paul. He's a family man. But yeah, Shadowpunk. Check out Shadowpunk. Awesome statues. This is launching on October 10th, I think is what he said. Shadowpunk. Shadowpunk has been, launching October 10th. Shadowpunk has been around for a long time. This isn't the first time I've seen the statues. I have him also on the backlog of the channel. You can take a look at some of the stuff that he was promoting back then. Great supporter. Just a great person to have in CG. He's launching his book October 10th. And I really like what he's doing and that he's going out to some shows and promoting ahead of time before the launch. So when he does his launch, you should be able to guarantee success just a little bit more than normal. Shadowpunk. Let's take a look at his trailer. He's got a badass trailer. Shadowpunk. Let's check this out. I dig it. I dig it. Do you guys dig it? Did you guys hear that? Oh, stop. But yeah, that is Shadowpunk, and Shadowpunk is coming out with book number 2. So let's put the link to that in the chat. Fire. He says, I'll get some bookmark blanks and see what we can do. Yeah, no, not just yet. I don't want you to get ahead of the thing just yet. I mean, I'm messing with the idea, but I would like to. If you tell me that it's just black and white art, I want to select what art to do for that. Don't do anything just yet, please. Don't. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So Shadowpunk. The link is in the chat, and that will be it for today. Promoted 2 books: Fallen Man, Shadowpunk. And we didn't get a chance to take a look at fan art rights and Street Fighter. I think by next week, fan art rights is going to be irrelevant, but Street Fighter, we can still talk about that next week. I think it'll be dope. So yeah, so that'll be it for me today. Thank you very much to everyone in the chat, all you lively, lovely people, lively, lovely people. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you guys were entertained for a little bit. Just for a little bit. The books are coming out hopefully soon. I would hopefully try to buy the book now, or if not tomorrow, and then get the books made. So so that'll be it. Thank you very much, guys. I will catch you next week. Wait, what do I got next week? Tomorrow I'm not streaming. I have nothing tomorrow. Shite. Let me take a look and see. Let me look at my agenda. Yeah, I got nothing next week. Yes, I have nothing next week. So next week would be October 2nd. We're welcoming October. Fuck, October already. I haven't drawn any pages for Ominus yet. Scheiße. All right, but yeah, so thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Pitt says, I do what I want, Elliot. You don't control me. Awesome stuff, man. But yeah, so that'll be it. Let me prepare my dismount because I need to have a proper dismount. Can't just bounce like that. What do I do? Wait, let me stop that. And that is it. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I will catch you guys next week, Thursday, with more news about Ominus, some more topics. Remember, if you have topics that you want to talk about, put them in the chat. I post a link on X. So on X, comment and say, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Send me stuff in my DMs or tag me or something. I don't know, but find ways to get me to see stuff, and we'll include that in the show also. This show is about you guys. It's not about me. A little bit. But yeah, you guys have a great one. I'll see you next week. And with that, I am out, and I am hopefully ready to dismount. You guys have a great one. Take care.